What's up, guys? We're back with a full slate of MLB action here on Monday, August 11th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game on the slate. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock, my pick that regardless of price, I think is the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, it's Sunday, so it can be all over the place, as you well know, and we had some crazy games out there. We had the Reds at minus 110. It was a nice blowout, 14-8 win behind a mediocre outing there from Zach Littell and anarchy from the Reds bullpen, but as we theorized, the Reds offense did pop off, giving Burrows and the Pirates bullpen absolute fit. So the Reds will take the win in that one. We had Cleveland at minus 140. That was an annoying 6-4 loss. Saccone was absolutely terrible over his 3 innings, and while Cleveland tried to come back late, it was not quite enough there down the stretch. We had the Brewers at minus 125. That was a 7-6 win there for Milwaukee in a game that didn't go according to the script at all. Priester had maybe his worst start in the whole season, but Manea wasn't good either, and the Brewers end up walking it off there in the bottom of the ninth thanks to a Collins home run. We still got the Cubs live at minus 125. That was a long rain-delayed game, so we'll see how things go there. The Marlins at plus 110 was our dog of the day. A 7-1 loss. Quantrill was actually not terrible over his 4 innings, but as soon as the bullpen took over there for Miami, the Braves caught fire. Wentz was also very good for them, over 5 1/3 innings of work, so we take the loss there on our dog of the day, but we bounce back with a massive win there on our lock of the day, a blowout 13-6 win there for the Diamondbacks. They got off to a hot start, then blew the game open there in the 5th. Fought wasn't actually good in this game, but as has been typical for him this season, he still gets tons of run support and comes away, on the winning side there. So looking like a possible 4-2 day if we can get the Cubs to make a little bit of a comeback there. We'll see if that can happen, but we're going to go ahead and dive in. We've got a pretty solid Monday slate to cover here, and first up, we've got the Philadelphia Phillies headed to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. The Phillies ended up completing the sweep there yesterday with a 4-2 win, a solid outing there from Zach Wheeler. They've won 3 in a row, 6 out of their last 7. They've currently got a 5.5 game lead there in the NL East. They'll hand the ball in this one to T1 Walker. He comes to this game a 3.53 ERA. His last start, he was lights out against Baltimore, giving up 4 hits and no runs over 6 innings of work and a 5-0 win. So they'll definitely take that. He's been decent to solid over his last 5 starts. We'll see if he can continue that trend here going up against a Cincinnati team, coming off a pretty hot performance there at the plate. He hasn't faced them this year, so we'll see how that goes. The Phillies bullpen is obviously not a bullpen we're enthused about. They're showing some signs of improvement, don't get me wrong, but a 4.28 bullpen over the ERA over the course of the year is definitely something we're going to keep an eye on here down the stretch. I know they've been close to the middle of the pack here lately, but this is still not a bullpen that I have a lot of faith in. So we'll see what happens in this one. Their offense coming off, not the hottest hitting series, but they're going up against the Rangers, a pretty solid, pitching outfit there. 4-3-9, 1-5-13, 2-5 over their last few games. Is not that hot of hitting for a team that is 9th in the majors in runs scored, 4th in batting average, and 5th in on-base percentage. So we'll see what they do here in Cincinnati, taking on the Reds, who just split a 4-game series there with the Pirates. Not what you're trying to do if you're trying to, be a team that actually makes the playoffs here. They're going to hand the ball to Andrew Abbott in this game. He's 8-2, a 2.34 ERA. His last start, actually not his best effort there against the Cubs. 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs allowed. Gave a couple home runs in that game, and was eventually a 6-1 loss. Now, obviously, the kid's been great over the course of the season, but since the All-Star break, hasn't exactly been himself. So we'll see if he can get back on top, back in shape in this one. The last time he faced the Phillies, it did not go well back on the 4th of July. He got absolutely shelled. So we'll see if he can bounce back from that performance. The Reds bullpen, not the best bullpen out there, I'm going to be honest. Pretty middle of the pack. They've been all over the place this season. They've got the potential to be elite. They've also got the potential to be terrible. The offense, kind of the same boat. Coming off 14-run game, looks great, but 14, 2-2, 0, 1, 5, 3, and 2 over their last several games. They're 13th in the majors in runs scored, 16th in batting average. I'm not going to act like this team is, swinging the bat super hot right now, despite coming off that big game. So we'll see how things go here. Look at the numbers. The Phillies are plus 105. The Reds are minus 125. We got a total of 9.5 out there. The Phillies are 30-28 on the road, 34-21 and 3 to the under on the road. The Reds are 33-25 at home, 35-18-5 to the under at home. That's actually an MLB best to the under at home. With these two guys on the mound, a total of 9.5 in this game, I think under is very live. Probably my favorite pick on this game, honestly, is the under, which I know is bonkers in, deep in the heart of the summer and, at the Great American Ballpark. But I think under 9.5 is definitely a good play, especially given these trends. I also do like the Reds a little bit here to, keep things going here and get Abbott back on track. But the better play in this one is for sure that under. Next up, guys, we got the Minnesota Twins headed to New York to take on the Yankees. The Twins at 56-61 on the year have won 4 out of their last 5. They just won 2 out of 3 against the Royals. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Zebby Matthews. Now, they're coming off an extra inning game, so they're going to need Zebby Matthews to go deep into this one. He's 3-3 on the year, a 5.17 ERA. His last start was excellent. 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, and a 6-3 win there against Detroit. We'll see what he can do here against the Yankees. Obviously, a team that could, at least in theory, be tough out there. We'll see what Zebby Matthews can do. I'm expecting him to be good, but to go deep into the game seems like a big ask, and that's a problem for the Twins. Their bullpen this season has been pretty mediocre, a 4.33 bullpen ERA, not exactly filling me with optimism. And let's check and see how many guys they ran through in the bullpen there yesterday. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bullpen pitchers used there yesterday. Not exactly looking like a fresh bullpen out there for Minnesota. So I'm worried about that for sure. The bats for Minnesota coming off a 5-run game, okay. They've been swinging the bats pretty well recently. A bit above what you would expect from them for sure. They're 22nd in the majors in runs scored and 20th in batting average, but 5, 0, 9, 9, and 6 over their last few games. Some pretty hot hitting. So we'll see what they can do here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees at 62-56 have to be in desperation mode. They're now 6.5 games back in the AL East. Boone getting ejected for the 5th time this season. Cool. Congratulations on that. Doesn't seem like it lit the fire you were expecting. Your team still lost 7-1. They're going to hand the ball to Will Warren in this game, who's 6-5 on the year, a 4.44 ERA, but he's been throwing the ball great. 4 out of his last 5 starts have been excellent. His last time on the mound, 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed, and a 2-0 loss there against the Rangers. So we'll see if he can continue to throw the ball that well. Going up against the Twins this year, does he have any history there? It does not look like he's faced Minnesota this season. So we'll see how that goes. But the Yankees bullpen's been a huge problem down the stretch. A 4.27 bullpen ERA at time of recording does not make me super stoked. The offense has also not hit its stride. 1, 5, 3, 3, 0, 5, 3, and 0 over their last few games is not great for a team that's 3rd in the majors in runs scored, 14th in batting average, and 1st in slugging percentage. They're not swinging the bats like that right now. Will they be able to do that in this one? Well, we'll see, guys. The Twins come into this game at plus 145. The Yankees are minus 170. We've got a total of 8.5. Minnesota's 24-36 on the road, 32-25 and 3 to the under on the road. The Yankees are 35-23 at home, 31, 25, and 2 to the under at home. With both teams showing trends towards the under here, maybe we should be looking at under 8.5. Seems like a bit of a small number to me. In terms of a side, I'll definitely take the Yankees at minus 170. I think Will Warren on the mound is a great spot for him. I also think this is a good spot for the Yankees offense to maybe get back on track. So definitely give them the Yankees. Minus 170 for a team that's playing the way they are, though, is a bit expensive. Hey guys, hopping in here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB and UFC picks with NFL preseason mixed in, and we've got regular season NFL and college football right around the corner. Major League Baseball has been our most profitable sport the last several years in a row and has had a great 2025 season so far. At StumpTheSpread.com, you'll be able to see exclusive free picks that are only posted there, our free-to-use bet size calculator, and our premium top confidence picks, which might not and usually will not always match what you see here in the video, as I'm not the premium MLB handicapper over there at Stump The Spread. We got a monster with many more years of experience covering Major League Baseball. He had an incredibly hot July there, making well over 50-something units. Now, August has been a little bit tougher. He did fall victim to the Sunday curse there a little bit yesterday, having a bit of a rough day, as you can see here on the screen, but I do expect a bounce back. This guy has a long track record of success. It would be pretty wild stuff if all of a sudden that has just completely deserted him after one tough Sunday. So I'm expecting a bounce back there. Obviously, there's a bunch of NFL picks coming out and all kinds of good stuff. There's already week 1 NFL premium picks there in the premium section, so check those out before the line movement that you all know is going to come eventually happens. Also, guys, you got to get over there to StumpTheSpread.com, get on that free email list. It's great information straight to your inbox every single day. There's been some red hot WNBA picks in there. There's been all kinds of great information on niche sports betting like NASCAR, golf, good stuff like that. And there's free MLB picks in there every day. There's also usually or very, very often free pick parlays included. So definitely check that out. It should be straight to your inbox every single day. Once you get over there to StumpTheSpread.com, set up a free account. All you need is your name and your email address. And if you're having trouble getting those emails, just go ahead and check your spam folder. Oftentimes they can end up in there. Also, guys, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to become a YouTube channel member. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get their name up on screen in every video, and also, guys, they get access to our members-only giveaways. And as luck would have it, or maybe not luck, maybe preparation would have it, you guys are about to see a channel member giveaway right now. It's the 11th. We're going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to roll for it here right now. So let's see who the winner of the Stump The Spread hoodie mailed straight to their mailbox is going to be for this week. And it looks like the lucky winner is going to be SC. Get down in the comments. Let us know that you saw that you won this giveaway, and we will get that hoodie out to you right away. We'll just need your name and your email address. Mail to stumpthespread.com. We'll figure that all out, buddy. But you get down there in the comments. We'll get that hoodie out to you as soon as possible. We're going to be doing one of these giveaways every single week. So here on the 18th, there will be another giveaway coming up for all of our channel members. Love to do these giveaways, guys, but we got to dive right back in. We've got a ton of games to cover here on a very, very loaded, well, maybe not a very, very loaded, but a kind of loaded Monday slate. And next up, we've got the Detroit Tigers headed to Chicago to take on the White Sox. Tigers coming to this game fresh off a desperately needed 9-5 win there against the Angels. I say desperately needed. They still have a 6-game cushion there over the Guardians, so I don't think they're too worried here. Despite not playing their best down the stretch, they're hitting the ball in this game to Chris Paddock, who's 4-10 this year, a 4.91 ERA. His 2 starts since coming over there, from Minnesota have been a little bit okay. I mean, I don't know. He had a great start against Arizona, a terrible start against his old team there in Minnesota. The Tigers are 1-1 over those starts, so we'll see how things go here. I'm expecting him to be pretty decent in this specific outing. We'll see what he can do against the White Sox. I would kind of be shocked to see him struggle, but guys can randomly struggle against the White Sox or against anyone, so it's not impossible. The last time he faced the White Sox was back in April. He was fine. I wouldn't say he was dominant. So we'll see how things go here. Obviously, the bullpen for Detroit has been a big problem down the stretch. We also have seen some struggles from their offense, although they're coming off a 9-run game, and they are still 11th in the majors in batting average and 8th in runs scored, so maybe it's not quite time to push the panic button there in Detroit. Now, the White Sox, obviously at 43-75 on the year, have been out of it for quite some time. They did come with a win there yesterday, so congratulations on that. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Elvis Peguero. He comes into this game a 4.91 ERA. He's a bullpen guy, and that signals basically a full bullpen start here from the White Sox, which normally would be a huge signal that, hey, you just jump all over the opponent in this one. But the White Sox have actually been decent out of the bullpen this season. We'll see if that can continue here, but I don't think they're going to be a nightmare out of the pen. That being said, I don't love the fact that it's a bullpen start, obviously. Now, the White Sox offense this season has been pretty terrible. No secret there. They're second to last in slugging percentage, last in batting average. This is one of the worst teams at the plate this season. I know they came up with 6 runs there yesterday. That is far from the norm for this team this season. So we'll see what they do in this one. Looking at the numbers, the Tigers are minus 136. The White Sox are plus 115. Total of 8.5 in this game. Detroit is 29-27 on the road. 33, 20, and 23 to the over on the road. That's actually an MLB best to the over on the road. The White Sox are 24-34 at home, 30, 23, and 5 to the over at home. Given those trends and given the current pitching situation, I actually think there's reason to, probably take the over in this game. I don't think that's terrible in this spot. I think we could see plenty of runs here, but I think they're primarily going to come from the Tigers. Now, I don't think Paddock's going to go out there and be lights out necessarily, but I do expect him to pitch better, and I think Detroit at minus 136 is a pretty solid play. Next up, guys, we've got the Pittsburgh Pirates headed to Milwaukee to take on the Brewers. The Pirates at 51-68 on the year. I mean, they have to be disappointed in the way the season's gone. They just lost the last 2 games of that series against the Reds. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Andrew Heaney. He comes in this game 5-9 on the season, a 4.77 ERA. His last start, 4 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run allowed there against the Giants, and it was eventually a 4-1 loss. He did get obliterated there by the Rockies. This guy's been very inconsistent. He can go out there and have a good outing or two, but he can also get absolutely dismantled. The last time he faced Milwaukee, he gave up 7 hits and 7 earned runs over 4 innings, including 3 home runs and a 9-3 loss. So not expecting good stuff here from Heaney at all. The Pirates bullpen seems like it's starting to tailspin again, all the way up to a 4.05 bullpen ERA, and that number is going to be getting worse. The offense is coming off a game where they had 8 runs, but they lost 14-8. They're last in the majors in runs scored, last in slugging percentage. This is clearly one of the worst offenses in all of Major League Baseball. So we'll see what they can do here in Milwaukee to take on the Brewers. Slam that thumbs up button, guys, if you enjoyed cashing the Brewers there with us yesterday, running that winning streak to 9 in what was a very crazy game where they ended up walking it off in the 9th inning. We'll see if they can keep this run going. They'll hand the ball in this game to Jose Quintana. He's 9-4 on the year, a 3.57 ERA. The Brewers are 4-1 over his last 5 starts. I would say over those last 5 starts, at least 3 of them were excellent, and a couple of them a little bit, all over the place. We'll see what he gets done in this one. He's going up against the Pirates, not a team he's faced this season, but overall Quintana's thrown the ball pretty well. Now, the bullpen there for Milwaukee didn't exactly have a great time there yesterday, but they've been good down the stretch this year. Not a bullpen that's infallible, I'll tell you that, but they're definitely not a bullpen that I'm terrified of. The offense, they're chugging right along. 7-7, 3-5, 7, 3, and 14 over their last few games. This team does it without crazy power numbers, guys. They're 3rd in batting average, 5th in runs scored, and 3rd in on-base percentage. They just got a lot of pure hitters out there, and that's been getting the job done quite often. So look at the numbers, guys. The Pirates are plus 175. The Brewers are minus 210. A total of 8 in this game. The Pirates are 17-39 on the road, 33-21 and 2 to the under on the road. Milwaukee, 38-20 at home, 32-25 and 1 to the under at home. You could take under 8 in this game, but I wouldn't do it. I would lean more towards the over and kind of bucking those trends there, but I definitely think the better play here is just to take the Brewers at minus 210 or to take a minus 1.5. Milwaukee is going to be in the pinned comment here one way or the other, and they definitely have a chance to be our lock of the day. Next up, we're looking at the Washington Nationals. They'll head to Kansas City to take on the Royals in this one. Now, the Nationals, they're 47-70 on the year. They did just win 2 out of 3 there against the Giants, so congrats on that. Rough stuff there from Verlander. That's a bit. It's tough to watch this guy fall off so hard there. But I mean, he's 1,000 years old. So what are you going to do? But the Nationals will hand the ball in this one to Cade Cavalli. He comes into this game yet to figure in a result, but has had 1 start this year, back on the 6th, and he was good. 4 1/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed, struck out 6 and walked 1. Not too bad for a 26-year-old out there on the mound. So we'll see what he can do in this game. I'm expecting pretty good stuff. We'll see what the Nationals bullpen can do. I'm always expecting them to be bad, guys. A 5.84 bullpen ERA, pretty atrocious. Now, they weren't bad yesterday. We'll see. Maybe they'll be bad today. We'll see what happens. Now, the offense coming off an 8-run game has to feel good, but 8-4, 0-0, 2, 7-3, and 2 over their last few does not paint a picture of a great offensive team. They're 21st in the majors in runs scored. They're 24th in slugging percentage. This squad, definitely a bottom third of the majors kind of offensive unit. So we'll see what they do here in Kansas City, taking on the Royals, who at 58-60 have to be pretty disappointed. They just lost 2 out of 3 against the Twins. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Bailey Falter. He comes into this game 7-6 on the year, a 4.41 ERA in his 1 start since coming over there from the Pirates. It did not look great. 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned runs allowed, and an 8-5 loss at Boston. So we'll see if he can turn things around. Not a great look in his first start, that's for sure. The Royals bullpen has not been a big problem this year. A 3.77 bullpen ERA. Not going to complain about that too much. The problem with this team has been their lack of offense. 3-2-4, 7-2-5, 7-2, and 9 over their last few games is honestly pretty solid work at the plate for a team that is currently 28th in the majors in runs scored and 27th in on-base percentage. It just isn't a very good team at the plate despite some moves there at the trade deadline. So we'll see what they can do in this one. Looking at the numbers, the Nationals are plus 125. The Royals are minus 145. We've got a total of 9 out there. Washington is 24-34 on the road, 29-26 and 3 to the over on the road. The Royals are a 500 team at home, which is kind of crazy. They are 34-21 and 1 to the under at home. Once again, guys, I think the under is pretty live in this spot. I don't think we're going to see a ton of offense from 2 teams that, are pretty bad at that part of baseball. In terms of a side, I'm going to lean a bit towards the Nationals at plus 125. I liked what we saw from, young Cade out there his last time on the mound. Maybe he can run it back, and maybe that Nationals bullpen has another good day in it. Maybe going up against the Royals doesn't hurt that much either. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Colorado Rockies headed to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. The Rockies, having a historically bad season, just got slapped around there by the Diamondbacks in their last game, and at 30-87 on the year, pretty much a laughingstock. We don't have a confirmed starter for Colorado in this game, but does it really matter at this point? Like, all their starters are so bad. Their whole pitching staff is so bad. Like, who are we really afraid of? Speaking of their pitching staff, that bullpen, looking like it might actually be the worst bullpen in the majors. They are absolutely cratering right now, and the offense, 6, 5, 1, 1, 4, 1, 6, and 8 over their last few games is pretty impressively bad this season overall. They're last in the majors on base percentage. Where are they at in runs scored? 29th in runs scored. Just like I was saying, guys, a historically bad team. So we'll see what they can do here against the Cardinals, who just finished off a crazy 3-2 win with a pretty contentious finish there, we'll say. Yeah, they're 500 on the year, so they've got a lot of work to do. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Miles Mikolas. He's 6-9 on the year, a 5.11 ERA. His last time on the mound, he got shelled there by the Dodgers, and well, has had some bright moments this season. They've been kind of few and far between. Now he's going up against the Colorado Rockies, a team you would expect him to have a pretty good time against. We'll see if that happens, but I expect a good time from, every starting pitcher against the Rockies. The Cardinals bullpen has not been terrible. A 3.64 bullpen ERA, definitely respectable this season, no doubt about that. The offense, though, not swinging the hottest bats and dealing with some injuries as well. They are still 13th in the majors in batting average and 14th in runs scored, so that's cool, but the Cardinals are not a team I'm super high on. So look at the numbers here, guys. The Rockies are plus 170. The Cardinals are minus 209. We've got a total of 9 in this game. The Rockies are 14 and 44 on the road. That's an MLB worst road mark, guys. They are 34, 23, and 1 to the under on the road. The Cardinals are 33 and 25 at home, 30, 24, and 4 to the over at home. I think we'll see probably the Cardinals put up plenty of runs in this game, but it's tough to tell since we don't know who's starting for the Rockies. So this is a little bit of a wait and see spot, but if I was really going to back the Rockies here, I'd be kind of shocked. Next up, we're looking at the Arizona Diamondbacks headed to Texas to take on the Rangers. The Diamondbacks just finished off a 3-game sweep there of the Rockies, so congrats on that, but this is not a team that's looking to really compete here at the end of the season. They were pretty big-time sellers there at the trade deadline. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Ryan Nelson, who comes in this game a 3.20 ERA. His last start, very good stuff, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs allowed, and what was eventually a 10-5 extra inning loss there against the Padres. Over his last 4 starts, this guy's been throwing the ball great, so I'm not expecting that to change too much. We'll see what he does here against the Rangers. Not a team he's faced yet this year, but I'm expecting Ryan Nelson to have a pretty good day out there. Now, the bullpen for Arizona is a different situation. A 4.86 bullpen ERA doesn't exactly fill you with optimism. They did look good at the plate there against the Rockies, so congrats once again on that, but, not too special to look good against the Rockies there. Now, that being said, Arizona, they've been a decent team at the plate over the course of the year, but they're a different team here since the trade deadline. Still hitting the ball relatively well, not going to take too much away from them, but not exactly that terrifying offensive juggernaut that we were seeing, at different points this season. So we'll see what they do here on the road, taking on the Rangers, who after a 4th straight loss there, getting losing the last game of that series against the Yankees, then getting swept by the Phillies, they have to be in a little bit of desperation mode. They're only 1 game above 500. They'll hand the ball in this game to Nathan Eovaldi. He is 10-3 this year, a 1.38 ERA. His last start, 8 innings pitched, only 1 hit given up, struck out 6, walked 0, and a 2-0 win against the Yankees. This dude has been crazy over his last 5 starts. Insane stuff. He's given up 2 earned runs over his last 5 starts. We see the Rangers are 5-0 over those starts, so no major shock there. We'll see what he can do against the Diamondbacks. Not a team he's faced this season, but I'm expecting him to be lights out in this game. The Rangers bullpen has also been very good, a 3.34 bullpen ERA. No problems detected there. The big problem for this team has been their lack of offense, especially over this losing streak. 2-2, 1-2, and 2 runs scored over their last few games. Pretty atrocious. They're down to 25th in the majors in runs scored, 27th in batting average. This team's been bad at the plate all year long. This is not a new thing. You would just hope they could get something done here. But looking at the numbers, guys, the Diamondbacks are plus 135. The Rangers are minus 160. We've got a total of 7.5 in this game. Arizona's 27-31 on the road, a 500 over-under team on the road. The Rangers are 36-23 at home, 38-20-1 to the under at home. I think under 7.5 in this game is very, very live. I doubt we see much offense out there at all. In terms of the side, I will take the Rangers at minus 160. It's a bit expensive, but I do like them in this spot, especially with Eovaldi on the mound. I also like no run first inning in this game. I think it's very unlikely that we see a run scored here in the first frame by these two offenses going against these two pitchers. So plenty to like here in this Arizona Texas matchup. Cruising right along, we've got the Boston Red Sox headed to Houston to take on the Astros. The Red Sox had a little bit of a tough time there in San Diego, losing 2 out of 3 against the Padres. They're going to hand the ball in the game 1 of this series against Houston to Garrett Crochet. He's been pretty good this season, guys. 13-4, a 2.24 ERA. Last start, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs allowed there against the Royals in a 6-2 win. And, can't help but notice, the Red Sox, they're 5-0 over his last 5 starts. Pretty good stuff there. So we'll see what he can do in this matchup going up against the Astros. Has he faced Houston this year? I don't believe. No, he has not faced Houston yet this season. So we'll see what Crochet can do. I'm expecting him to be lights out in this one. The Boston bullpen hasn't been a problem this year. A 3.36 bullpen ERA. Absolutely no issues there. And the offense, well, some problems starting to crop up. 2, 4, 10, 3, 6, 8, and 6 over their last few games. Now, they did sweep the Astros only a few days ago, so that's not a bad look. But the offense, they're 4th in the majors, runs scored, and 7th in batting average. They just did not hit the ball great there the last 2 games against the Padres. So we'll see if they can bounce back here going up against the Astros, who come into this game fresh off winning 2 out of 3 there at Yankee Stadium. They've got a 1.5 game lead there over the Mariners in a very competitive AL West. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Christian Javier. He comes into this game fresh off the IL. Coming back from injury can be a little bit tough. Obviously, you don't want your season to be starting in, pretty close to mid-August at this point. He had a pretty decent season a year ago, but yeah, coming back from a big injury can be a bit rough. So we'll see what we get from Javier in this one. We'll see what that Astros bullpen can do. A 3.30 bullpen ERA, definitely nothing to be too worried about there. The offense, 7, 4, 5, 4, 7, and 8 over their last few games. Not looking too bad. They are still only 17th in the majors in runs scored, but second in batting average and 9th in on-base percentage. Makes me think this team can come up with some offense. They're going to come with a bunch of offense here against Crochet and the Boston bullpen, though. Seems like a very big ask. So looking at the numbers for this game, guys, the Red Sox are minus 173. The Astros are plus 145. We've got a total of 7.5 in this game. Boston's 26-31 on the road, 31-25-1 to the over on the road. Houston's 35-24 at home, 32-25-2 to the under at home. I'm not too worried about the Red Sox here with Crochet on the mound. Definitely give me Boston at minus 173 with Crochet on the mound against a guy coming off, making his first start of the season on August 11th. That's not a great look. Definitely think Boston at minus 173 has the potential to be our lock of the day. Next on the docket, we're looking at the LA Dodgers going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Angels. The Dodgers just won 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays, so they'll definitely take that. Should have swept the series, if I'm being honest. Now, they're going to hand the ball in this one to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's 10-7 on the year, a 2.51 ERA. His last start, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, no runs allowed, and a 3-0 win against Tampa Bay. Over his last 4 starts, he's been very good, elite in at least 3 of them. So we'll see if he can keep things rolling here. Going up against the Angels, not exactly the scariest opponent in this situation. He hasn't faced them yet this year, though, so maybe that's in his favor. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, Yamamoto's had a pretty good year. The Dodgers bullpen, on the other hand, not exactly elite, a 4.24 bullpen ERA. They did make some moves, trying to improve the bullpen. We'll see how that goes down the stretch this year, but they're going to need that bullpen in the playoffs, even if they do have one of the best offenses, or maybe the best offense in the majors. They are first in runs scored. They're 5th in batting average, batting .255 as a team. Ohtani hitting his 40th home run. That's great, and home run 41 as well, but yeah, I do worry a little bit about this team at the plate. They can be a bit inconsistent, although I say that they're coming into this game swinging the bats pretty well. So we'll see what they do here against the Angels, who have lost 4 out of their last 5 to fall to 56-62 on the season. They're going to hand the ball to Jose Soriano in this game. He's 7-9, a 4.01 ERA. His last start, 4 innings, 7 hits, and 7 earned runs given up against Tampa Bay. He's thrown the ball pretty well down the stretch this year. That last outing, though, was not a good look. Has he faced the Dodgers this year? Somehow he has not faced the Dodgers this season, but yeah, Soriano, a little bit all over the place. So we'll see which version of him we get in this game. I do worry about him, for sure. I worry about the Angels bullpen as well. One of the 4 or 5 worst bullpens in the majors this season in general, although they've been maybe a hair better lately, but still not great. The offense, 5-7-5, 4-3, and 5 over their last few games is not terrible. They're middle of the pack for sure. 15th in runs scored seems about right, but 26th in batting average and 24th in on-base percentage doesn't fill me with optimism. So looking at the numbers here, guys, the Dodgers are minus 180. The Angels are plus 150. Totals out there of 8.5 or 8. The Dodgers are 28-26 on the road, 32-21-1 to the under on the road. The Angels are a 500 home team, 32-24-2 to the under at home. I don't care too much about those trends in this game, to be honest. I think the over is potentially in play. In terms of a side, I will take the Dodgers as a small lean because Soriano struggled recently. But, guys, this game I could see kind of going either way, so not a pinned comment play at all. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we've got the San Diego Padres headed to San Francisco to take on the Giants. The Padres just won 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox. They're 66-52 on the year, only 2 games back of the Dodgers there in the NL West. They're going to hand the ball to Yu Darvish in this game. Now, it's been really interesting to see what this veteran can do. Coming back from injury, it was looking real bleak there for a minute, but then all of a sudden there on July 30th, he popped off for a 7-inning, 2-hit shutout performance there against the Mets. His last time on the mound was against the Diamondbacks. It did not go as well. 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs allowed to give up a home run in that game, but it was a 10-5 win there for the Padres. So we'll see what they can get from him down the stretch. I do worry about him a little bit on the mound, but he's shown that he at least can sometimes summon the good stuff up and have a good outing. Now, the bullpen for the Padres has been elite this season, currently the best bullpen in the majors by bullpen ERA. The offense coming around a little bit too. 6-5-2, 3-10-2 over their last few games is relatively hot hitting for a team that is 10th in the majors in on-base percentage and 24th in the majors in runs scored this year. So we'll see how that goes at the plate in this one. They're going to be going up against the Giants, who at 59-59 on the year have a lot of work to do. Didn't have a great time there yesterday, losing 8-0 against the Nationals. They'll hand the ball here to Logan Webb, who's 10-8 this season, a 3.24 ERA. He comes into this game fresh off a decent, but maybe not dominant start against the Pirates. He did strike out 10, but also gave up 7 hits and 1 earned run. His last 2 starts have been very good, but they were both against the Pirates. he hasn't exactly looked like himself since the All-Star break until those two starts, so we'll see what he can do here against the Padres. Maybe not the scariest offensive team. He did face them back in, what was that, very early June? Yeah, and was dominant over 8 innings, 8 shutout innings. So Logan Webb should be pretty happy to be pitching in this spot. The Giants' bullpen has been excellent all year long, one of the best 2 or 3 bullpens in the majors. The offense is where the problems crop up for this team, guys. They are currently 23rd in runs scored, 25th in batting average, and 26th in slugging percentage, and they just got shut out yesterday by the Nationals. So definitely a bit of a bounce back spot. So unfortunately, no numbers are posted for this game as of yet. So keep a close eye on those starters. Something weird might be cooking in this one. In terms of the trends, the Padres are 28 and 32 on the road, 33, 25, and 2 to the under on the road. The Giants are 29 and 27 at home, 34, 21, and 1 to the under at home. So we might be looking at an underplay on this game potentially. I could also see myself backing the Giants at home, with Logan Webb on the mound, but we got to see what the prices are to know where we're going. Last but not least, we've got the Tampa Bay Rays headed to Sacramento to take on the Athletics. Now, the Rays come into this game fresh off getting swept there in Seattle, and now 5 games below 500. The wheels are kind of coming off. They're going to hand the ball to Ryan Pepio in this game. This young dude's had a pretty good year, but he's 7-9, a 3.77 ERA. Coming off a mediocre start against the Angels, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned. Is definitely not awful, and we did see Tampa Bay get the 7-3 win in that game. So we'll see what he can do in this one. It was a nice bounce back after getting shelled there by the Yankees. In terms of history against the Athletics this season, he had a good start against them back on July 2nd, and that was in a 6-5 win. So we'll see what Tampa Bay does in this one. Their bullpen was elite at some points this season and still decent. A 3.73 bullpen ERA is fine, but the offense, guys, has evaporated. They're still 12th in runs scored and 10th in batting average, where they scored 3, 4, 2, 5, 7, 1, 0, and 4 over their last few games. Swinging some pretty cold bats, and it's been going on for a pretty big sample size now. So we'll see what they can do here at Sacramento, taking on the Athletics, who just won 2 out of 3 at Camden Yards. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Jeffrey Springs. He comes into this one 10-7 on the year, a 3.89 ERA. His last start, or actually his last 3 starts, all been very, very good. We'll see what Springs can do in this game, but he's been throwing the ball great lately. Does he have any history against Tampa Bay this season? I can't remember if he's faced them this year or not. It appears that he has not faced Tampa Bay this year. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but Springs has been throwing the ball great. No way around that. Now, obviously the Athletics bullpen's been one of the worst bullpens in the majors this season. That's definitely held them back. The offense, pretty inconsistent, but can really light up the scoreboard when they get going. 3-11, 2-6-1, 16, 4, and 2 over their last few games. They're 11th in runs scored and 6th in batting average, 5th in slugging percentage. Really, this team should be better than their 53 and 67 record. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Rays are minus 105, the Athletics are minus 115, a total of 9.5 in this one. Tampa Bay is 25 and 31 on the road, 31, 23, and 2 to the under on the road. The Athletics are 23 and 34 at home, 27, 26, and 4 to the over at home. I think under 9.5 is super live in this game with these two dudes on the mound. I don't think we're going to see a crazy amount of offense. You could also talk me even into a no-run first inning in this spot. Both those plays seem definitely live to me. And in terms of a side, I'm going to back the Athletics at home just slightly. No major lean in this one. I think the under is by far the better play. Guys, that's all the games we have for today here on Monday. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description to get over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out the premium picks. Get on that free email newsletter list. Both great resources for you every single day. Guys, we will see you right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.